today I also want to talk about the aspect that very often people don't pay enough attention to. And it's about the energy that you and I, as presenters, bring to the platform. So that is a key element that sometimes is missing. In fact, which is missing a lot of the time, I have to say. When because I attend a lot of webinars, I love the fact there's so many free events around, and I'm learning so many new things. And sometimes people come in with lovely, well-structured, content-rich presentations, but they lose me, or I just get so bored after a while because they're just not engaging with me either through chat or asking me questions, or just being interesting, and just like what Kian and Yosh said earlier, that you need to have some vocal variety. It's amazing how many people still are very monotone, right, when they are speaking to camera. So when we talk about energy online, we talk about the fact that the camera does something interesting to our energy levels. And in fact, it decreases it. Now, can anyone guess what is the percentage of decrease that happens in terms of your energy level? So when we talk about voice, you're so right. It's about your intonation. It's also about your vocal variety. So we talk about the voice being a very powerful communication tool. How we think and feel affects our voice. How we think and feel about the audience, how we think and feel about our presentation. So, I often find people coming to me and saying, "Oh, Rosh, I'm so bored of my topic, and, my topic is so technical, and, I don't think anyone's going to find it interesting." They say these things about their presentation. And I always tell them, look, the way you're thinking and feeling about either yourself or your audience, and especially about your presentation content, is going to affect how you sound. So you need to shift that, right? You need to shift that. Now, here, the power of the pause is also important to keep in mind, yeah, when you are highlighting key information, which is something we also talk about when we are speaking about voice. Are there key words? Are there key phrases that you can emphasize to bring out meaning with what you're saying? I mean, when you think about it, right? When you send out emails and when you send out written documents, you always make sure you highlight those keywords because you want the eyes to pick up on the key information. So the same thing is true with the ears of your audience. How do you make sure those words stand out? So that involves you being very self-aware. Where is your voice quality? I mean, do you tend to have a higher pitch voice? Maybe you need to lower your voice. Maybe you need to change it up by pausing just before or just after. You might want to, say it a little bit louder, perhaps. Yeah. So these are ways you change it up using the pitch, the volume, the tempo, or the power of the pause. The recap is this: that when it comes to doing presentations online, it's all about engagement. Actually, it's all about engagement even when you're in person. But what are the things you need to remember when it comes to online engagement? There are two parts. One is the way you design your presentation. Do you have enough interactions in them? Are you making sure your slides are changing, every 25, 30 seconds, or something is changing on your slides? Are you engaging either through chat or through third-party apps to, get people, engaged and paying attention to what you're saying? So those are some things to keep in mind, apart from also the structure. Then there is you as a presenter. How can you make it engaging? And that comes from the energy you bring. It doesn't mean you need to be over the top. It doesn't mean you need to be louder, but how can you bring a conversational tone of voice, make that eye contact, get that posture right so that you're able to, still have energy and breath when you're speaking, gestures when you can, of course, so these are all just some of the things that we have shared with you, which we hope are going to be really beneficial.